Shall we begin?
The Pandora Papers, what are they? The 11.9 million papers from 14 offshore tax haven businesses that were released are known as the Pandora Papers, and they contain information on the ownership of 29,000 offshore companies and trusts from Vietnam to Belize and Singapore. These records identify who is in possession of the property settled in private offshore trusts and the investments, including money, stock, and real estate, held by the offshore corporations. At least 380 individuals of Indian nationality are identified in the ongoing inquiry. Leak of the Pandora Papers. How was the inquiry into the Pandora Papers conducted? The International Consortium of Investigative Journalism, ICIJ, a global network of journalists and media outlets, began a 2-year project to examine 11.9 million documents that were leaked to it. The current inquiry involves about 600 journalists from 150 media outlets around the world. Cross-referencing the data from the 2.94 terabyte haul with global public databases allowed the journalism team to confirm its accuracy. The ICIJ reports that compared to earlier leaks of data from offshore havens, the records include information about the dealings of nearly 3 times as many current and former country leaders.
What up? Oh, for sure.
What do the ICIJ's investigations into the Pandora Papers show? According to the papers, people have created complex multi-layered trust structures for estate planning, but these trusts are subject to strict confidentiality restrictions. The examination of the documents reveals 2 goals for establishing the trusts. These include, A. Assuming false identities to make contact with the tax authorities nearly impossible, B. Protecting their assets, such as cash, property, and stock holdings, from creditors and law enforcement. How would you define trust? A trust is a legal arrangement where the trustee manages assets on behalf of the parties who will profit from it. Large business families typically employ it to aid with asset consolidation. The trust has a settlor who establishes or forms the trust, a trustee who manages the assets on behalf of the beneficiaries the settlor has designated, and beneficiaries who get the benefits of the assets. The Indian Trusts Act, 1882 requires that trusts be established in India and also recognizes offshore trusts. Business people employ them for legitimate estate planning and utilize them to establish criteria for beneficiaries to receive income from the trustee or assets after his or her death. However, trusts are undoubtedly illegal if they are used to avoid paying taxes, hide riches from law enforcement, protect it from creditors who owe significant sums of money, and occasionally for criminal purposes.
Exactly why are offshore trusts created? The following are the explanations for why offshore trusts are established. 1. To keep their personal assets separate from their business interests, business people create private offshore trusts. Since the settler in this case does not own the assets he transfers to the trust, the assets are protected from creditors. 2. Offshore trusts give business people greater privacy due to their intricate architecture. The exchange of information during this process, which takes months, between the Indian Income Tax Department and financial investigation agencies or foreign tax authorities in offshore jurisdictions is the only way to reach the final beneficial owners. 3. Business people move their assets to a trust to shield their NI children from income taxes. In this approach, the children are just the beneficiary and are exempt from paying taxes on the trust revenue. 4. The estate duty, which Rajiv Gandhi abolished in 1985 as Prime Minister, is feared to be reinstated. Thus, creating trusts in advance will shield the next generation from having to pay the death inheritance tax. India currently does not have a wealth tax, it should be mentioned. 5. Individuals are only permitted to invest a maximum of $250,000 annually in a capital-controlled economy like India. Business people have turned to NIs as a way to avoid this because they can send $1 million a year outside of India in addition to their present annual income. Additionally, tax rates in India are greater than in other countries.
Please smash the like button now and support us by clicking the subscribe button with the bell notification. Please do share and comment your views to understand you better. Thank you. Cheers.